ready to be casted. So guys, we're going to get right underway right now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where you are. It's currently 6 PM here in Australia. I'm here with representing GoDz. I'm GoDz for those who don't know, and I'm doing an ESWC Dota 2 World Championships replay cast from the big Dota 2 tournament in Paris. I'm GoDz from GoDz, and I am your caster for tonight. For this morning, I believe it's morning in the sort of the US, afternoon if you're in Europe, or good evening if you're in the Asia region, which I'm sure a lot of my viewers are, because this is Orange up against BX3. Orange, the top Malaysian team, one of the two Asian teams being represented in this Dota World Championship because of it being so far away, all the way over in France. And we have got an absolute thriller here to start off the night with, guys. We have got X-Rangers from Sweden up against Orange, and we're going to get right into it, guys. The game has been started. I'm just going to push play. It's as simple as that. Although what isn't simple is figuring out how to actually use this Dota 2 engine, which I haven't actually used much for spectating, guys. But we're going to get right into it. Bands picks underway, and hopefully that is as clear as possible. For those of you who aren't aware, I know this probably won't be the best quality for Dota 2. My bandwidth does not support HD streams, so unfortunately I can't do much better quality than this. This is pretty much as good a quality as it will go. Later on tonight, there will be some other casters who have much better bandwidth than me doing some casting. Gerald Manara, as well as Purge Gamers, as well as Charms, and possibly even Maven will be doing some casts later on tonight. And trust me, their bandwidth is much better than mine. They're not stuck here in Australia, where you get some absolutely atrocious internet providers, and the government just doesn't have the infrastructure to basically provide good connections to anyone. But needless to say, it's hopefully going to be enough to basically give you guys an idea of what is going on here in Paris. Although I shouldn't say here in Paris, I'm in Australia, but I'm getting the live feed from Paris, and we should be able to see exactly what is going on there with this Malaysian team, Orange, and I'm excited. I can't wait. We've got an absolute thriller here. We've got Orange on Sentinel. We've got Extinct, their picker. Although we've got Mushi, who's probably sort of their more in-game captain. We've got Nick XH, their solo mid player. We've got Xiao Bai, who's actually a stand-in for Clanton, who could not make the trip to ESWC. So unfortunately, isn't representing Orange in Malaysia, but they've got a more than capable stand-in in Xiao Bai. And we've got Winter, who is their sort of versatile player. He plays those side lane solos. He sometimes plays support. He kind of fits into the team very well because he can play whatever's left over from the other heroes. You'll have Mushi being the captain on the hard carry most of the time. Extinct playing the sort of jungle or support heroes. And that is the Orange team on Scourge. The X-Rangers, formerly known as Rangers from Sweden, now going under the BX3 tag. I assume that's some kind of sponsor they picked up. And that obviously helped them maybe get to this event, so they're representing them. We have got Olich, Benza, Josef, Vinny, and Kekman. So that's the Swedish squad, and going to be interesting what they can come up with, whether or not they can cause a big upset here, defeating a powerhouse the Malaysian powerhouse that is Orange, because I mean Orange having just won the ESTC Thailand Dota Championship. I mean, sure, that's Dota 1, this is Dota 2, but still, it's essentially the same game with some sort of minor strategical differences. The actual gameplay is very similar to Dota 1, so obviously Orange, a very skilled team. Just going to be whether or not they can truly grasp the Dota 2 metagame quickly and basically be on top of that as well as the Dota 1 scene, which at the moment they are just looking very strong, very unbeatable. And looking at the bans, we're going to see first pick going to Orange. They banned the Furion as well as Night Stalkers, so interesting seeing them banning the Furion when they do the first pick. It is one of those top picks at the moment in Dota 2, but then given they had first pick, they probably could have maybe attempted to first pick that hero, or the even first pick the Night Stalker, probably not as first pick material as something like a Furion. Scourge banning the Anti-Mage and Chen. Orange obviously loving to use that Chen, at least in Dota 1. Extinct playing those micro jungle heroes, plays the Chen, plays the Enchantress. I imagine it would be the one playing the Furion if they did jungle a Furion. And Anti-Mage, not much needs to be said there. It's Anti-Mage. For those of you who haven't played Dota 2, which probably is a lot of you, but I'm pretty sure you've heard Anti-Mage is just bullshit. Pardon my French, this is a French tournament, but we're going to go this is not a PG cast for those of you out tuning in. It won't be too explicit, but Anti-Mage is just one of those heroes which everyone hates players who pick it. Obviously in the CM mode it's probably not quite as strong because you can play as a team and beat an Anti-Mage, but in pub games it's just absolutely ridiculous. It can just carry games on its own, and it's a pretty annoying hero to be up against. And we're going to see Lich being left in the pool, first pick by Orange. That's a hero they love to pick up. Often you're going to see it banned in games. Obviously they had the first pick here, so they didn't ban it themselves. But it's a very, very versatile support hero and a very strategic hero, which is kind of how Orange play. They play the sort of strat game. They don't look to sort of outgank or outskill their opponents. They look to outstrat them. Lich is one of those heroes that really fits into that sort of strategic metagame with that Dark Ritual skill, giving them complete lane control, able to pull back the creep wave to your tower, and really very strong hero in its own right because of that. Weaver and Vengeful Spirit picked up by the Swedes. Weaver obviously going to be one of their sort of carries or semi-carries, depending on whether it's being played as a carry hero or in the side lane solo. We're going to actually, guys, just one sec. We are going to keep on going here. I'll try to keep talking while I multitask. And we should see. Yeah, there we go, guys. I'm not shutting up completely. I'm just multitasking, typing in IRC, and one of those things is I can't talk and type. Like some people can just multitask. I'm not one of them. So if I start typing, you'll suddenly hear me stop talking as well. So hopefully there won't be too much of a need to keep on typing in IRC or anything. For those of you not in IRC who don't know, #gg.dotacast@QuakeNet is the Go-To Gamers Dota Casting IRC channel. You can chat about the game, chat about the tournament, chat about how good my hair looks or how bad it looks. That's probably the most popular topic in the streams often is my hair, which is actually not doing all that much today, guys. So my hair's a bit boring today. Sorry about that. Anyways, back on topic. Vengeful Spirit, Weaver being picked up. Weaver, one of those carry heroes, which is, I don't know if it's quite worthy of being picked this early in the pool. It has many counters. Obviously, heroes like Beastmaster in the pool, we can roar it and get that gem up early. Although we don't see the Radiant. So I'm going to be saying Sentinel and Scourge a lot, but it's Radiant and Dire. See it at the top. But anyways, Vengeful Spirit picked up as well. Vengeful Spirit, a very strong support hero. After that, Lich is one of the top support heroes. And then that leaves Tide and Mirana left in the pool. Orange take that right away. Tidehunter, a great hero in this Dota 2 metagame at the moment, I believe. From all the games I've seen him, he's just done such great things, and especially against heroes like these sort of squishy Scourge heroes that will be looking to be aggressive and ganking. Having a Tidehunter just to pop that Ravage, it basically stops your opposition's momentum and is a great asset to any team. And they're going to have that Tide on support. Lich can be a solo hero, but also can be used as a support hero depending on how they want to use it. With the Tide being picked up, I actually think we might see a Lich solo, unless the Tide is going to be roaming around. But Lich is one of those heroes which, if you're playing as a support hero, it doesn't roam around, it just sits in lane babysitting your carry hero. And with the Tidehunter, which is basically a support hero as well, probably you don't, the tri-lane aspect of the game sort of being phased out a bit, so you're more often than not seeing dual lanes or a jungler, or just sort of a roamer and then maybe a dual lane, so probably less likely seeing a Lich on the heart being played as support. Maybe we can see Lich solo, although with that said, could completely prove me wrong and see a Lich support and Tide just sort of roaming around, or maybe a dual lane with Tide and a dual lane with Lich, as Lich is one of those heroes that's capable of being in a dual lane and up against something like a tri-lane and holding its own because of that Dark Ritual skill. So Mirana picked up as a carry or semi-carry for Orange, depending on whether it's carry or semi-carry. Maybe seeing Mushi play that Priestess of the Moon, and Venomancer picked up in response by the Dire. Going to go for that King of Poisons, the Venomous Gales, the Plague Wards, and that ultimate, the Poison Nova, just doing so much. Not to mention the Poison Sting. He's the man when it comes to poisons, slows, and damage over time. No other hero quite matches what he does, and that is going to be picked up by the Swedish team. Going to be played as either a support hero or possibly a solo hero. I mean, they've already got the Vengeful Spirit. Looking at the next stage of bans, we have Orange banning the Beastmaster, so obviously not having any desire to pick it up for themselves, because they had the first pick coming out of this second ban stage. So if they wanted Beastmaster, you wouldn't have seen them banning it there. So they've got no intent of picking that up, and obviously denying it from this dire team, the Swedes. And the Swedes banning the Puck. So obviously noticing that Orange don't have too many solos or sort of versatile heroes there. Versatile sort of. Yeah, utility heroes, versatile heroes that can sort of work with the rest of their heroes. So banning the Puck. Going to see another ban coming up here. Maybe going to see something like a Rasta ban, because I know this Orange team love to use that Rasta solo mid. Going to see Slardar being banned. So, I mean, Slardar obviously could counter the Weaver, but it's Orange banning it, so they don't want to pick it up. Probably going to see Rana as maybe one of their hard carries here. Whether or not they want sort of a pushing lineup with the Rasta and then having Priestess as their sort of main carry. I mean, obviously it's a semi-carry, but when you have a pushing lineup, that Mirana can get very farmed very quickly and have a fairly big impact on the game. And that's going to come up to the last banner here for Rangers. And for those of you just tuning in, I'm going to once again plug myself, just to explain what is going on. I'm GoDz from GoDz Gamers, bringing you some ESWC. This is a replay cast, because we are getting the replays just after they've been played. This is the game that Join Dota did not cover, so this is an exclusive preview into what's happening at ESWC. It's not live, but it may as well be, because this game only happened 1 hour ago. Some of you may know the results. If you don't, I suggest you don't check the result, because it'll be a lot more exciting that way. And additionally, this is the first of this game that's going to be seen. There's no public replay for it. It's only available for the streamers, guys. So this is your first look into Orange Malaysian Dota team here at ESWC, as well as this Swedish team, guys. So, going to be interesting what they pull out in this first match. Every match so crucial. They're in these groups of 5. I mean, they originally were groups of 6, but 2 teams pulled out. So groups of 5, the top 2 advance to the playoffs. So you've got to. Every game is just so important. If you're not winning it, if you drop a single game, you suddenly stand a risk of not going through. Even if you win 4 of the 5 games, there's still a chance you don't get through. If you get a 3-way tie for first, if you lose on time rating, you may not qualify. And we're going to see Doombringer being picked up by Orange, so that's going to be one of their solo heroes, or possibly one of their hard carries. May see that in Mushi's hands even. And a very interesting pick. I haven't seen much of Doombringer in Dota 2 at all, but obviously one of those heroes that's so hard to take down, and a very nice sort of counter to sort of Venomancer in some sense, because it's just so tanky. Venomancer does damage over time, it just poisons and slows, but Doombringer, so tanky, has so much HP regen if you can get up something like a pipe, not to mention the Scorched Earth, giving you more HP regen. Basically makes it a very nice hero to verse a Venomancer with, and you also get that added movement speed from the Scorched Earth, so Doombringer, a nice little pick to get against the Venomancer. Sorry about that little pop-up, guys. Random stuff does pop up onto my screen every now and then. And we're going to see Earthshaker being picked up by the Dire. And one thing I didn't mention was they did ban that Windrunner, so the Windrunner as a solo choice was taken away from Orange, and Earthshaker being picked up as their other Genka support hero. So we're going to see a Venomancer solo, possibly at mid, possibly in the side lane. We saw 4GL in their first game up against NextKZ using a Venomancer solo mid with some success. They ended up winning the game, so obviously there was definitely some merit to their strategy. And the last pick coming up for Orange here. What do they want to ground their lineup with? I mean, they've got a Doom as a carry or solo, Priestess as a semi-carry, the Tide, the Lich. Maybe going to see something like a Rasta being picked up as sort of a solo hero who can just start pushing lanes, and they go with a Clockwork. So there's your sort of a utility ganker hero that they are somewhat missing, as well as a great initiator. So forget Rasta. They're going to be focusing more on ganking and counter-ganking, and having the Clockwork as a great initiator, and just getting them great map vision with those rockets that do go fly around and give great vision and do great damage all over the map. So they're not going to be focused as much on pushing as you may have thought, and that's going to go into the last pick here for the Rangers. And they've got a Weaver already as a carry. They've got the VSES as their ganker support, so maybe going to need to pick up a solo hero of their own. Pugna, Rasta, both options here. I don't like this because Dota 1 you can look at the taverns and see what's left in the pool. Dota 2, I can't see what's there, so we're going to have to just guess. And the Sand King is picked up, so maybe we can see a Sand King soloing that bottom lane, Veno soloing mid, and Weaver at top with the ES Vengeful Spirit roaming around, probably supporting that Weaver, making sure that Weaver can farm up. And for the Sentinel team, they've got the Priestess, the Doom, the Clockwork as their sort of 3 farmers. I mean, when I say that farmers, they're not all farmers. Clockwork, obviously, not more of a ganker, but he's going to be either soloing one of the lanes, or basically, yeah, just getting levels, not looking to actually carry the game. We've got Winter playing that Clockwork. We've got Xiaobai playing the Lich on support. We've got Mushi playing the Priestess. So Mushi there, main carry play, going to be going to that bottom lane by the looks of it. Doom going to be at mid, played by NickX8. So not on sort of his trademark hero Rasta, but I have never seen him play Doom. So I'm excited to see how that works out for him. And Extinct, they're sort of pick out one of their sort of semi-captains. I mean, Mushi's probably the main captain here, makes most of the in-game decisions, but Extinct does make some small clash decisions for this orange team. He's going to be playing the Tide Hunter, and not on sort of what he's more known for, those jungle heroes, because the Chen was banned this game. So, guys, we've got the Tide at bottom. We're going to be supporting this Priestess. Lich actually heading top for the start. Obviously going to deny some creeps from this top lane, just to pull the way back, give Clockwork a much easier time at this top lane, and maybe even do a dual lane top. That's always possible.
Boom, there it goes.
Not too sure if that will be what they go for, but it's definitely a possibility doing that dual Lich and Clockwork dual lane. We see ES just pop an Obsword down, give some room vision as well as vision over onto this ramp up here, so you can see heroes coming through from mid or coming from bottom heading towards mid, as well as over here seeing this rune and this little pathway down here. So the Scourge team, the Rangers, the Swedes, what have we got? We've got a Venomancer soloing bottom, so Venomancer actually going to be the one at bottom by the looks of it. He's got those boots first, giving that added movement speed to help him escape any incoming ganks. So if he gets gushed by the Tide, which actually slows his movement speed by a large portion, and could see him getting initiated on, the boots will help him escape, and that's the reasoning behind that boots first. You think of it as a pub build, guys, I know, but needless to say, it is a viable build as that side lane solo. We've got solo mid being played by Benza, the Sand King. So he's going to be up against a Doom. So melee versus melee. Both heroes should be able to farm up fairly well. Doom probably with a slight advantage. Has the higher base damage, 64 base damage against 54. Not to mention a lot tankier. Has 700 HP to 550 on the SK, and going for a Quelling Blade first. I'm going to give him a very easy time at mid, last hitting, and could see him get very farmed very quickly this game. We've got Yosef playing the Earthshaker, looks to be roaming around at top to start with. We've got Olich playing the Vengeful Spirit at top, going to be doing some creep pulling by the looks of it, and Vinny playing the Weaver up against this dual lane of Lich and Clockwork. Lich is going to be spamming that Dark Ritual, and that's going to really basically, it's got a 33-second cooldown, I believe it is. 35-second cooldown at level 1, but basically you can deny one creep from every creep wave, so you're denying basically 25% of Weaver's farm, and that basically really it hurts him. I mean, you're a Weaver and you want to get farm, you want to get as much CS as possible, and you're having a quarter of your creep denied by Dark Ritual. And on top of that, when this creep wave pushes, it gets to this tower, and it becomes a lot easier for this orange team to just deny, just do regular denying, because it's closer to their wave. It's a lot safer to actually deny creeps. So you're denying essentially more than a quarter of Weaver's creeps because of the lane momentum as well as the actual deny from Dark Ritual. Bottom lane, we see Venomancer being backed up by this Earthshaker. There's a lane ward being planted by this Tide by the looks of it. That's Extinct. So Tide and Priestess up against this Veno ES combo, and probably going to see with Potom just looking to get farmed up. Tide going to be doing what this VS is doing at top, just doing some creep pulling. He is going to stack it so it does get that double spawn, or maybe not. Maybe just going to be looking just to take out this range creep by the looks of it, as I don't think that is in fact going to stack it. No, it's not. The range creep will go down though, and that's going to pull this wave back a bit with that deny, and Priestess gets stunned, slowed, but going to just tango up. Does have 6 tangos on him, obviously using one there. The Ring of Basilisk early on, and has plenty of regen to survive in this aggressive bottom lane from the Scourge. And DD picked up by Tide Hunter. Not going to make too much use of that. Maybe just going to come in, look for a gush, and even possibly get one hit on top of that, but not going to make too much use of it, more just denying it from the Scourge team if the SK looks to get a bottle, or if this Venomancer picks up that rune and then comes back to lane. That's going to give Priestess a very hard time to farm, so it's more just to deny your opposition on the DD rune, and in fact he is just going to be doing some creep pulling here by the looks of it, whether or not he's not actually going to stack it, just going to pull it once, maybe going to tango his way through here so he can pull these creeps as well. It's a common strategy used, so you can double pull. Well, you can double pull, but it's not like the conventional double pull where you stack this pull. You're basically pulling these creeps and pulling these creeps as well to provide added farm, but it looks like he's not going to do that. He's just going to last hit these creeps and go for as many denies as possible. Top lane, we've got Lich, deny after deny, up against this Weaver Vengeful Spirit lane. They're going to be looking maybe for a kill on this Lich at some point, because Lich obviously the hero you're going to target every time in this top lane. Clockwork, a lot more HP, also has the cogs and the battery assault, which are kind of very strong defensive mechanisms, making him quite hard to kill. And maybe going to see some aggression on this Lich fairly soon, but right now Vengeful Spirit just happy to get some farm within this neutral camps and maybe coming in soon for some aggression here. Weaver just using that Shikuchi, spamming it a little, has that magic stick as well as Ring of Basilisk, and will be looking to be getting more and more farm, basically. He's the main carry for this Scourge team, much like the Priestess at bottom, but I think Orange with their draft, they've probably got the better... I mean, they're going to get more farmed, I feel, because this Doom at mid lane is just going to farm for days. Bottom lane, Priestess should farm up fairly well. Top lane, Weaver's going to get denied so much farm, and as a result, Orange are going to be winning almost all 3 lanes. I mean, Doom should out-farm the SK because of the added damage. He's a lot tankier. He's not really at much risk of actually getting taken out by the SK. You see him going for 2 points in Scorched Earth, 2 in Devour, and 1 in Level Death. So you're just going to have that nuke, one in the nuke. So possibly when SK actually about to hit level 6, so once he hits level 6, that Level Death actually has a lot of damage for him, and it looks like Doom hitting level 6 may look for an opportunity to go in this SK, possibly when SK hits level 6 as well, because that's going to be when his Level Death ticks over and has the level 6 timer on him, and possibly going to be create some opportunities to actually go on him, get some kills there, and we will just see just exactly how that goes. Getting spammed on IRC, trying to find some updates from some of the other matches. Unfortunately, I don't have any updates, guys. All I know is who won the first 2 matches, but we're not going to spoil that for anyone. At the moment, we've got Clockwork as well as Lich at top, just getting as much farm as they can, denying as much farm as they can, and obviously trying to keep that Lich alive from this VS Weaver, who will be looking to be fairly aggressive soon. They may look for an opportunity to go on this Lich, and here we go. SK has come top, has that level 6, and I'm not sure if this Clockwork, if this Lich are too aware of it. They need a rocket or something to scout. They back right off. Doom obviously calling missing, saying, hey man, this SK is missing, watch out guys at top. He was heading top, and despite not having any wards, some good communication there, letting his teammates know the SK is still missing, and you're going to see them hugging this tower, even though SK is heading back mid now. For all they know, he could be right here. So some smart play by those Radiant heroes, and we will see Doom getting more and more farmed. I'm going to have to pop 2 up. I'm not sure what all these little screens do. Here we go. We've got items. Okay, I'm going to experiment a bit, guys. See what these things are. We've got items. We've got gold and XP. Okay, and we've got difference in gold. So right now, look at the farm difference. A very small advantage to the Radiant. They've got a 400 gold advantage at the moment, just from being in level. There hasn't been any hero kills or tower kills. So that's all just in terms of last hits that they are actually ahead. And SK picking up a regen room, but Doom at mid getting more and more farm. Looking at the CS here, I believe. No, that's not CS. That's something completely different. I'm not actually sure. Where do I check CS, man? This is crazy. I don't know. This is too hard, man. This is complicated. And First Blood at bottom. It's Priestess. It's tied. They take out the Venomancer, guys. I probably should be using this directed camp, so I'm not missing any action, but was not expecting that to happen there. I saw this SK coming mid with the Lich back up there, and I was expecting something there as Lich looks to help back up this Doom. Doom getting fissured from the ES. The epicenter from SK takes him out, and a kill going in the Swedes' favour, as they did lose the First Blood at bottom. The Potom actually picking up that First Blood, I believe. Yeah, Potom. With that First Blood, we're going to see boots on a few heroes, Ring of Regen on Weaver, looks probably going for a Hood, and Bottle up on that Doombringer, and this actually not revealing all too much apart from items, as it suggests. It just says items. This is the golden XP, so this is the stuff that matters. The XP per minute, the gold per minute. You see Doom with almost 400 XP per minute, same for Mirana, and looking at the gold, Mirana with 350 gold per minute and 300 for Doom. So those 2 heroes leading the way. The Dire team, they've got 250 gold per minute on SK and 240 on the Weaver, so obviously a bit behind in the farm department at the moment. And we're going to see action at top, possibly this tower taking a lot of damage, partly because this Lich keeps denying creep, so the wave just keeps getting pushed towards this tower, which basically makes him very vulnerable. SK comes in, Lich getting stunned, Lich is the one getting focused, stun on the Clockwork from the VS, but Clockwork gonna look to escape. SK is chasing, Clockwork gonna go down maybe as SK stun comes in, Clockwork goes down, and Orange off to a bad start here as they lose they're going to lose this tier 1 tower. They've lost 2 heroes, and Doom going to come in with a Doom on the SK. Can he get him? ES in trouble though, gets a fissure off. Doom going to chase him down. One more hit, sees him go down. Doom on the SK. SK going to barely live by the looks of it. One more tick. No, it's not there. SK actually would have been 2 more ticks needed, and Weaver gets that tier 1 tower at top, and that's going to be a great fight for Rangers. They're not going to be too worried about losing their ES because their Weaver got some kills, their SK as well getting some kills there on the Clockwork as well as Lich, and the Weaver getting the tier 1 tower is absolutely huge for them. So a great fight there coming out from this team. And Orange Mushi once again pick up another kill on this Venomancer. Venomancer needs to work on that positioning as Mushi on the Priest of the Moon with those treads up 600 gold, and he is going to have to be stopped soon. Otherwise, Rangers, or I shouldn't say Rangers, BX3, the Swedish team, are going to have a very farm Priestess to deal with, and that's not going to be looking good. And action at mid, stun, epicenter coming out from the SK on the Doom. Can Doom survive this? He needs another stun from the SK. The Vengeful Spirit stun was there as well, but not enough damage on the Doom, as that Scorch Earth does give him some nice HP regen as well as movement speed, keeps him alive, and Doom will just back off the base. SK having wasted his ultimate. Doom with 1100 HP is just oh so tanky, man. I can't believe how tanky he is, and we will see ESWC head bottom, looking to back up this Venomancer. Venomancer really struggling to stay alive in this bottom lane. Has a headdress, boots of speed, and magic wand at the moment. But this Obsword here from the Radiant will spot this VS and ES almost immediately. So now they know what they're up against. They know this VS ES are just here, and that's going to make it very easy for them to prepare, anticipate what's going to be coming. They may get some more heroes to actually back up this bottom lane. Tide is level 6. Tide is the ultimate. So they could even take a 2v3 fight. I mean, Venomancer is so squishy. Gush, Ravage with a Priestess Starfall. It's a level 4 Star Storm, sorry. Can't call it Starfall, man. That's copyrighted by Warcraft. Starstorm plus Gush and Ravage is going to be enough to take out this Venomancer. So this ES and VS are going to have to react quickly, and it looks like VS has just headed off mid at the moment, as we will see SK and VS at the mid lane, regen pop by the SK, and can just use that stun on some creeps, as Lich still only level 5, not going to have that ultimate coming into play quite yet, although I imagine it will be looking to hit that level 6 as soon as possible so that Chain Frost can get involved, and Weaver at top getting doomed, actually. In trouble. Another Gush. Is it there? Or a level death? Needs it. There's the Gush. Weaver's still alive, though. That hood keeping him alive. Doom wasting the ultimate. And Doom and Tide in so much trouble here. Tide goes down to the Weaver. Fissure blocking the Doom. Some great play coming out from the Swedes. And Doom going to go down very quickly here. Gets taken out by the Weaver. Double kill for the Weaver. And not looking good for the Malaysians here, as this Weaver getting more and more farmed. Has 800 gold, as well as the boots, the Hood of Defiance, which basically kept him alive from that Doom ultimate. And very, very convincing stuff from BX3, who are off to a great start here. And if they can keep this up, they stand a great chance of winning this match, but not... I feel like I should just watch this bottom lane. Every time I look away, Mushi's just picking up another kill. So Mushi picks up his 3rd kill at bottom, and looking at his items, his gold items, we've got 400 gold per minute on him, not to mention the 420 XP per minute, and has almost 5k gold earned at the moment. So that's a huge farm for him. But looking at the overall picture, Dire up by a bit in terms of gold, have a sort of 800 gold advantage, gold lead, so not a huge lead, but definitely something worthy of note. And we will see a smoke coming out from the Swedes. They want bottom. This Clockwork could be in trouble here. He doesn't suspect a thing by the looks of it. Isn't retreating. Now he's retreating. SK going to come in, hit the stun. One more stun from the VS, and it should be plenty to take out Clockwork. Not going to see any TPs coming in, because the Clockwork was going to be dead so quickly. Nothing they can do to back him up, and the Malaysian's just going to hang around mid as Mushi picks up another kill at top. This time the gank on Weaver is a success. Didn't they even use the Doom? The Doom is not on cooldown, man. They kill Weaver without Doom. Maybe, I'm imagining the Priestess has hit a very, very long range arrow. And some great play there by the Priestess, by Mushi, and once again, Mushi just keeping his team in the game. I feel like you see it so often that Orange, they kind of get behind, but Mushi just steps up his game. If he sees his team losing some other lanes, he'll just know that he has to play even better, and SK Ravage hits all of them! Chain Frost coming in, the entire Scourge team, the Dire team I should say, Rangers in so much trouble, SK the only one alive, trying to bottle up, Clockwork gets the last hit, 4 go down, the Tide Ravage, the Lich ulti, absolutely huge, I can't believe it. And that is almost a team wipe. The only one not dying was that Weaver, who wasn't even there. And Weaver going to be saying, holy crap, that's not good. Come on, team, what are you doing? As they were trying to push that tier 1 tower, what they didn't account for was the Tide coming in from behind, the Lich ulti doing so much damage, and that is just a massive team fight. Throw in a Clockwork initiating in with those rockets, the cogs, the battery assault, and that is just a huge amount of DPS, and that is just absolutely fantastic stuff from them. And unfortunately, every time I tab out to IRC, my in-game sounds do stop. The game keeps playing, but my in-game sound stops, so it is a bit annoying. Actually, I don't think. Let me just check if there's actually any stream delay. If there's no stream delay, I can just answer all your questions on stream. But normally there's 2 to 3 minutes of stream delay. But if there's not, that'll make my job a lot easier, guys. And we are going to see, once again, BX3 looking to push this tier 1 tower. Now with the Tide ulti, as well as the Lich ulti on cooldown, could create an opportunity for them. They found Doom. Stun coming in. 2 stuns. Weaver doing damage after damage. Will get Doom, but Doom going to get taken out. Clockwork hooks in. Battery assault. Is there a cogs? Yes, there is. Traps 2 heroes in with him, but he's taking a lot of damage. Tide going to come in. Vengeful Spirit takes out Clockwork. Weaver getting very low. Will he survive? VS very low as well. Mushi trying to do all he can to pick up any kills he can behind this tower, but needs to be careful because there's 3 heroes there. If they can chain some stuns on him, he's going to go down very quickly. No mana on the S, unfortunately. That is going to be the end of Orange's campaign to protect that tier 1 bottom tower by the looks of it. Actually, no, the tier 1 tower is being ignored. Lich going to back right off, and we will see them go for this tower soon, as Lich almost has that ultimate up again. And it looks like there is no stream delay, guys. And that means I don't even have to type in IRC. I can just respond to you guys. Makes my job a lot easier, as Clockwork picks up a kill on the Vengeful Spirit with a rocket, I imagine. And we will see SK picking up another rune. That bottle just coming in so much use for him. He almost has enough gold for that Blink Dagger. And that's going to be absolutely massive, guys. If he can get up an early Blink Dagger, going to be great for taking these team fights and creating opportunities for his team to just win these team fights against a Tide and Lich ulti, which, as you saw in that last fight, do a huge amount of damage. So right now, Orange 10-10 is the score. Orange only pushing that 1 tier 1 tower. Actually, only lost 1 tower for both teams. So in terms of towers and kills, it's almost exactly even. And well, there you go, guys. The Radiant Orange up by 2k gold all of a sudden. What is going on? That huge fight with the Tide and Lich ulti is pretty much the reason why. And that is going to be absolutely sensational for Orange if they can keep comboing those Tide and Lich ultis like you just saw going into these late game fights, as the ES not anywhere near his blink does have those arcane boots. VS with treads, they're going to smoke, maybe look for an opportunity to gank or possibly back this Weaver up at mid. Weaver looking just to farm up that Radiance, does have a vitality booster just for the added HP. This is going to come in use and keeping him alive from this Doom, as well as the Priestess, who do seem to love him dead. And no, guys, I'm not Spanish. I've got a Spanish flag on my wall because I used to live in Spain and I needed something to put up on my walls to add some colour. And because the ESWC, they're going to find this Lich and Doom. They're going to back right off though, because they cannot fight those 2 heroes. Simply because they're going to get doomed, chain frosted, and it won't be pretty. And top lane, Weaver actually going to get a kill on Mirana with the SK's help. SK with that Blink ulti, using this ultimate to take out Mirana and Mushi. His first death of the game, I believe. What are we looking at? Mushi, his first death. He's 4-1. Guys, I found the CS scores. It took me 18 minutes, but I found out how to check the CS. We've got 103 CS on Mushi. 65 on Weaver, 56 on Venomancer, and 63 on Doom. So Sentinel with a big farm advantage in terms of CS because of Mushi, as well as their Doom. Doom with the, no, not quite the second highest, the third highest CS in the game. Weaver just with a couple more than him. So... yeah, guys, I can speak French, but not Spanish. That is the case, despite having a Spanish flag on my wall. But obviously, French is going to be something of use when casting a tournament that is being held in France. So maybe I can pull that out every now and then. And Doom, Lich, and Tide at top, looking just to maybe find a gank on this Weaver. If Weaver's not careful, if he gets doomed or arrowed, he will go down very quickly. And we're going to see another smoke being used by the Dire, the ES, the VS, going to go looking around, heading bottom by the looks of this T1 tower, very vulnerable, going to get denied here by Winter. No, Winter's stuck, he can't get in. Venomancer going to sneak in for that last hit. Clockwork going to TP out immediately, knows he's in danger. SK in the area, but not going to get in there in time, as the Clockwork has TP'd out already. Clockwork going mid, Priestess at top, farming against this Weaver, and mid lane. Most of the Radiant team just lurking around, seeing what they can find. Not going to find a whole lot though, although this ESVS are still smoked and they're going to be hitting me. I don't like what this Swedish team is doing. The ES and VS are roaming, but at this point in the game, in mid-game, an ES and a VS, you don't want them roaming alone. You need to have them with the Venomancer, have them with the Weaver, have them with have them with some other teammates. Alone, they can't kill anything. They're going to be running into like a Lich ulti, a Tide Ravage, a Doom, a Clockwork, Hook, and Rockets. I mean, those two heroes alone get taken out so quickly, so they shouldn't keep smoking as just a duo. They need to be smoking with the rest of their team, with that Sand King, with that Venomancer, and looking to try find four-man smokes, not looking for actual two-man smokes like you've been seeing. The last two smokes they've used has just been the ESVS, haven't accomplished anything with them, and that's because it's mid-game. Early game smoking with just an ES and VS, sure, that's what you want to do. You want to use that smoke to get past obs wards and find those early game ganks. But in mid-game, you're going to be up against much more farmed opponents, and ES and VS just with no real damage or killing potential. So, not the best play there from the Swedes, I would say. And to Tuna in IRC, I don't know when Dota 2 is going to be released. My prediction is it won't be until next year. It's just an incomplete game. There's still so much work to be done on it, and it could be a while. So he's going to see Arrow coming in. Clockwork with a hook shot, finds the ES. ES stuck in that comical situation where he can't even get a fissure. He's going to use his fissure, use an ultimate, gets taken out. Clockwork gets the last hit, and Priestess comes in, Starstorms some creeps, and that's going to be the end of this campaign by Rangers for BX3, I should say, to push that mid T1 tower. But they've got SK at bottom doing some damage to this T2 tower, or at least pressuring it by clearing out all these creeps. Vengeful Spirit there as well, I don't know why the river is this color. The river is apparently black. I'm not sure if that's because it's nighttime or day, but I think it might be because it's nighttime. I'll have a little look when it's daytime. It's something I just actually haven't noticed. It might actually be a glitch as well, because I'm pretty sure the river's not meant to be black. There's some heavy pollution going on in that water, as we're going to see Tide getting slowed by the Venomancer at mid, going to back right off. Lich going to get fissured, needs to back off as well. Does have that ultimate if they do try and go any further on him. And we'll see this tier 1 mid tower under pressure as Venomancer going to be spamming all those wards, keep trying to shut him down, shut down this Radiant push, and get some pushes over there and go and get some more tower gold, because they're getting further and further behind in terms of farm, I believe. Actually, what am I talking about? They've cut this deficit. They were behind by 2k gold, and they've now made it even because of this tier 1 bottom tower being taken out, and they are now up 2 towers to 1. And that we will see a very even in terms of farm, and this game is just going to come down to who plays it better, who can have the better team fights, and going to be interesting to see how these next few fights do go down. Top lane, Lich is there with the Doom. Can they find this Weaver? Can they find him? I don't think they will. He's going to be playing it so safe. He knows there's a Doom in the game. He's going to be ready to use that Shikuchi to escape anytime he fears that Doom may be coming in, or as soon as he sees Doom, he's going to be spamming that hotkey for Shikuchi just before the Doom can actually cast it. Shikuchi with no cast time, Doom with a tiny bit of cast time basically means if Weaver can react fast enough, we'll never actually get Doom in a gank situation. But obviously, in team fight or something, he can get doomed if he's caught out of position, or when he comes out of Shikuchi. Yeah, guys, Ice Frog is the best person to ask about when Dota 2 is coming out, but I don't think even he knows at the moment. Just no one knows when Dota 2 is coming out. So, unfortunately, it is one of those things that you're just going to have to wait for. And guys, just doing a little check on what's happening in some of these other matches. The live matches going on, Orange versus GL, Gamers League, is still going on, guys. So, no results from that match as of now. This is, as said, a replay cast from Orange's first game of the tournament against BX3, X-Rangers, the Swedish team who qualified in the online qualifier, Orange from Malaysia. And for those of you just tuning in who don't know who I am, don't know what is going on, I'm GoDz from GoDz, bringing you some ESWC exclusive online stream action, as this is the first showing of this game. It's not a live game, but it's the first time anyone's seen it, because this is a cast from the replay, which I got from the ESWC admins, who basically have said, hey, here you go, casters, you can have this replay, and I've downloaded it immediately and bringing it your way. This is the game that Join Dota didn't cover, guys, so I'm going to be hopefully doing as many casts as possible tonight of these games which Join Dota is just not covering, so you guys can basically have access to every live game there is. And we're going to see VSES at mid, back up this Venomancer. Venomancer is still trying to take down this tier 1 tower. There's been spamming wards at mid for so long, but just not getting much leeway there, as we see SK, ulti, blinks, uses ultimate just for a Tidehunter, but that's probably worth it, because Tidehunter, getting rid of that Ravage is absolutely huge. But we do see Clockwork go in, take out the Vengeful Spirit, moving on to the ES. ES now in trouble as well. Can Clockwork get this ES? ES getting quite low, does have 300 HP. Clockwork going to give up the chase. Going to see Mushi take out the Sand King though. Lich ulti getting popped, doesn't actually bounce to anything, and a TP by the looks of it being used by one of the Dire heroes. I think that was probably the Venomancer, just to get the hell out of there as fast as possible. And Mushi going to pick up a haste rune at bottom. He's got Mantis Soul as well as an Ogre Club. Going to be going for a BKB here, and he's got a huge amount of farm. I mean, compared to this Weaver almost with that Sacred Relic at 25 minutes is very good. But looking at the CS scores, we've got 160 on Mushi, 112 only on this Weaver. And following that, we've got Venomancer with 93, does have the 4 deaths, and ADCS on the Doombringer, but with 4 deaths as well. And Clockwork going to be heading top just to do some counter push and get some farm of his own, as we do see Winter only with the 58 CS, but it has had a very good impact on this game. I mean, he was up against that sort of VS Weaver lane at top where it wasn't really a lane where he was going to get much farm, so has played it fairly well. And we do have a result from the other game, guys, so I'm not going to spoil it, because we may be doing it. And we're going to see, just keep following this game, as it is a 13-13 kill score, and some very, very close stuff here, as Sacred Relic is going to be picked up on Weaver, and we're going to see Lich, Clockwork, and Tide at top. Guys, after this, hopefully I'll be bringing you Orange versus 4GL, which is the other game that Join Dota is not covering. I think the game is just about over, so we're going to be having not live action, but live online streaming, which is from some replay games, but the first showing of these games will be here at GoDz, guys. So do stay tuned after this game. We'll have more action coming your way. But right now, BX3, the Swedish team, are trying to cause a big upset here from this against this Malaysian powerhouse that is Orange. Looking at the gold, it is very even. Orange only with a sort of 500 gold advantage at 27 minutes. That is absolutely nothing. I mean, that's less than one tower. So very, very little separating the two teams. But what you have to look at is their carry here is Mushi with 400 gold per minute, has a huge amount of farm. Weaver getting fairly farmed, but nowhere near as farmed as this Priestess, and that's going to be interesting to see whether or not he can outcarry probably one of the best carries in the world, that is Mushi. And looking at items there, we've got Mushi going for a BKB, has a Mithril Hammer and Ogre Club, just needs Get that BKB recipe, the Doom with the Vanguard as well as Boots and Bottle. We see Lich going for some treads, Arcane Boots up on the Clockwork as well as the Vanguard, and Tidehunter just with the Bracer and some Boots. On the Dire team, we've got a mech up on Venomancer as well as those Arcane Boots, heading for a pipe by the looks of it. Sacred Relic on Weaver, almost has that Radiance. Arcane Boots up on ES, will be looking to farm that Blink Dagger, and the Blink Dagger as well as a Point Booster and Bottle on the Sand King, and not much on Vengeful Spirit apart from those treads. So a very, very even game as said, guys, and Sand King going to pick up a kill on the Doom. He just seems to be finding kill after kill using that Blink ulti, and will be getting caught out a bit here at bottom as he needs to be careful. He's going to get found, he's going to stun his way out, get Gush in a lot of trouble here, as we will see Anchor Smash being used as well, and not going to be able to escape that onslaught coming from the Radiant heroes. Clockwork getting the last hit, going to throw a rocket mid, but this tier 1 mid tower will go down, and the Dire getting the last hit. They're Tide cheaping in, not going to get there in time to prevent it going down, and we will see Weaver flying out what looks to be his Radiance recipe. Yes, it is. So he's got Radiance, as well as that Vitality Booster and Hood. Yep, Vitality Booster and Hood hasn't actually made a complete Vanguard. Maybe just going to save that Vitality Booster for a heart, and that's going to be absolutely key for him. He's tanky, and now with that Radiance, he's going to be doing a lot of damage. And if he can farm something like a heart, he's going to become almost unkillable. Although, the problem is, this Priestess of the Moon, ridiculously farmed, has enough gold for that BKB, has the Manta Style, and treads as well, going to be making him do a huge amount of DPS, and that BKB going to basically mean that the SK and ES combo are going to be very limited in what they can do. They rely so much on their stuns and magic damage to actually take out heroes. So with a BKB on Priestess, Priestess can just stand her ground in those fights and just not get taken down. So that BKB is a very, very smart item choice by this Priestess, and it can be interesting to see how these next few fights do end up going. Bottom lane, we've got Doom, just looking to get more and more farm, does have enough gold for that Relic, so he's going to be going for that Radiance by the looks of it. And with that tankiness from the Vanguard, we'll be able to do a lot of damage with that burn damage in those team fights, if he can stay alive, which with the Scorched Earth and Vanguard should be able to do so, as it looks like a big push coming at top. Priestess gonna get caught out. Yes, he gets caught out, can't BKB, can't cast a spell, the stuns being stacked on top of one another, or not being stacked on one, they're being actually timed perfectly, so stun after stun, keeping him stun locked. Takes out Mushi, and that is not going to be what Orange are looking for, as they do lose their big carry hero, and that's good to see this tier 2 tower at top probably going down. Both teams, I agree, both these teams are playing very passive at the moment. They're looking, this is, what you have to keep in mind is that this is the first game that both of these teams are playing here at ESWC. They don't want to take too many chances. They want to play it safe, and obviously not wanting to get caught out. If they lose a game because of a mistake, because they play too aggressive or something, that's going to be something that they regret. But if they play, it's a lot easier to play safe in these tight situations in a big tournament like this. So that's what you're seeing both of these teams doing. They're just playing very safe. As you saw, five Dire heroes went top just to kill a Priestess, and that's just how safe they are playing at the moment, because they don't want to take any chances. And Doom is slowly getting more and more farm. Does have that Relic up, will have that Radiance in about 700 gold, but not the quickest Radiance time with 31 minutes. I mean, you can sometimes see Doom's getting Radiance in like 20 minutes, but he's got 4 deaths, I believe. 5 deaths to his name, 111 CS, 190 on Mushi, 158 on the Weaver, and 122 on Veno. So Veno getting quite far. Maybe we're going to see a Pipe up soon. Yeah, he's got Pipe as well as Mech. Tide going to go in. Gush, Ravage, hits Venomancer as well as the Weaver. Weaver getting Doom. Weaver in trouble here. Lich ulti bouncing around. Venomancer going to get taken out. Mushi in the middle of it with that BKB. Takes out the ES as well. Double kill for the Lich. Mushi takes out the ES, and they're going to try chase down this SK. Can they catch up to him? Rocket going to get some vision. Going to use that Sandstorm. Going to actually ulti. Can he get it off? Yes, he can. Doom in a bit of trouble here. Will stay alive. Survives on 100 HP, and SK does go down, and the entire Dire team, apart from this Weaver just scurrying away to the bottom lane, do go down, and that is not what this Swedish team were after. They had a slight advantage until that fight, and we're going to see probably a gold advantage. Actually, no, that you see this little spike here, the Dire, which is the Swedish team, the the Weavers team, they were ahead by a huge amount. That team fight, this little spike is going to go up, up, up as a result of that bad fight, and we're going to see the Radiant pick up another kill here, and that's going to be another huge jump on this little gold ball. I'm actually curious to see just what happens to it, as we will see Mushi picking up this kill here. Unless it gets to 9, it's not going to, and they're going to see a big jump whenever it refreshes. I'm not sure if that happens immediately. It will just actually inch its way up, so maybe not a big jump. Oh man, come on. Where is it? There we go! Wow, holy crap! I closed it, I opened it, and it jumped. Boom! That is a huge fight, guys. I love this little gold board that I can follow here. You can just see the ups and downs. What it basically tells a little story. I mean, obviously you can't see how the fights happen, but you know when the fights happen, who wins them, and basically here is when that big fight happened at Orange 1, and then they push 2 towers as a result, and suddenly, bam, they get 3k gold in their advantage, and that is absolutely huge. As we will see Venomancer warding up Roshan. Clockwork Rocket gonna spot that, and Tide 40-second cooldown on his ultimate, but Clockwork will have that hook shot if they want to use that to initiate with, and the rest of his team are heading to the Roshan pit. Radiant's up on Doom. Lich ultimate still on cooldown, so no Ravage, no Lich ultimate. They're going to have to be playing it fairly safe, but Weaver obviously in the middle pretty much, but he's quite low. Going to have to be regenerating some HP there. Maybe going to want to use that magic wand, or at least wait for that Hood of Defiance to tick a bit, and we're going to see Potom, Priest of the Moon, send in an Illusion Rune. Arrow going to hit this Weaver. Weaver going to have to be so careful. If they want to go on him, they almost could, but obviously you're going to see ES and SK with the stuns, the ultis, ready to actually countergate if they did jump on that Weaver. So they probably don't want to jump on Weaver simply because the ES with the Fissure, the ultimate, as well as the Venomancer ultimate and SK ultimate with his stuns will be a great counter-ganking skills. And then you have stuff like the Vengeful Spirit swap, which can actually be used to keep that Weaver alive if you swap him out of a bad position. So, not a fight that Orange wants to take. And we're going to see Roshan getting slowly dealt damage to. But right now, Orange with the Tide and Lich ulti off cooldown. They've got all their spells. And we're going to see Roshan being backed right off of, and a Tier 1 tower push. Orange saying, hey, you guys can slowly hurt Roshan, but we're going to take down your Tier 1 tower and then come stop you, Roche, because they weren't even killing Roche all that fast. Orange putting pressure on here, and the Swede saying, forget Roshan, we want this, and Clockwork hookshot missing. That's what that little animation and sound was, but with this Tier 1 tower will go down. Priest is picking up another kill, and Orange have seemed to have made a breakthrough here. They were somewhat behind, obviously never come out of it, and only maybe slightly behind. That one team fight going their way has just created opportunities for them to push tower after tower, and they hadn't pushed any towers at all this game. I mean, they hadn't pushed any of the Tier 1 side towers. They've only pushed that Tier 1 mid tower early on, but picking up the Tier 2 tower at mid as well as that Tier 1 tower at bottom, going to get them a huge amount of gold, and really help to increase their lead and prevent the opposing team from taking down Roshan, because they're going to get much better map control with these towers down. And as you can see, they know what's going on here. The Tide, the Lich are in position. They're going to be maybe going in very soon. The SK, the ES, they're well positioned here, just waiting for the initiation from the Radiant team. And that's when you're going to see them go in with those Blink daggers. You see Blink on ES and SK. The Weaver, the Venomancer, they're the bait. There's the Clockwork hook. We're going to see an ulti from the SK. Blinks in afterwards. But Tide ultimate, has it been used? No, it hasn't. There we go. Clockwork picks up Venomancer, Lich takes out SK, Lich ulti bouncing around, Doom on the Weaver, Weaver going to get taken out, Doom takes out the Weaver, and the entire Rangers team, BX3, in a lot of trouble here as the ES and Vengeful Spirit, the only survivors. Doom surviving on red HP, he's at 30 HP, still alive. And we will see Roshan maybe taken out, because there's all the 3 key heroes for the Dire are dead. I mean, their 2 support Genkers are alive, and they obviously cannot take on this Orange team. Orange are going to take out Roshan here. Going to see a Fissure coming in. Not going to bother them too much. Roshan gets taken. Mushi will pick up the Aegis, and he's now got 3.8k gold. Going to see him pick up maybe an Eaglehorn or possibly a Demoness and start making an MKB or a Baraiza or possibly a Butterfly, depending what item he wants to go for very, very soon. And that was an absolutely massive fight going in Orange favour, and we're going to see them getting further and further ahead. There you go, guys. This is where their priestess got ganked. They were slowly losing their grip on the game, and then bam, they win a team fight, take some towers, take Roshan, and now they are just clearly in the lead. And the game is far from over, though. I mean, this Swedish team with the ES ultimate, the SK ultimate, they can make magic happen in these team fights. All they have to do is time it well, catch off the Priestess before Priestess uses BKB. Sure, Priestess has the Aegis, but you still need to kill her just because she does so much damage with the items that she's got. We're going to see basically the Manta style as well as BKB going for a next item very soon. Looks to be heading to that secret shop to buy possibly an Eagle Horn or a Demon Edge. One of the two I imagine it will be. What are we going to see? I mean, you could even see something like a Sacred Relic, but I don't think we're going to be seeing a Divine Rapier on Priestess. And it's a Demon Edge, so going to be seeing MKB or possibly Baraiza on this Priestess, depending what Priestess wants to go for. And this Doom and Priestess need to be careful, because this entire Swedish team are here, and Clockwork's the one who's going to get found. I don't know if Priestess is going to be able to get there in time. Clockwork actually being kept alive because of a great play by Mushi. Leaps in, Doom comes in as well. Mushi takes out the Vengeful Spirit, and SK just stunning out, sandstorming his Venomancer towards doing what they can to block, but Clockwork going to hook in, finds the SK. SK gets level death. Can he escape? The fissure placed well by the ES will stop the chase from Orange, and Orange just with so much teamfight capabilities with the Tide ulti, the Lich ulti. The Clockwork as well can just initiate, take out, basically Clockwork can take out the ES, he can scout the ES and SK, and they rely so much on their Blink ultimates, but if Clockwork can find them with those rockets and then hookshot, it basically limits what this Dire team can do so much in these teamfights, and will give Orange a huge edge, as you've seen, winning these last few teamfights very convincingly, and that's even, I say all that stuff, that's without taking into account the Doom, which can basically just take out one hero, prevent Weaver from just being a huge menace in these fights, and absolutely very, very, very convincing stuff coming out from Orange this last sort of 5-10 minutes, although they did have a bit of a shaky start. So, going to be seeing a push on this Tier 2 tower at top by the looks of it. Mirana, Priest of the Moon, Mushi just getting so much farm, does so much damage with the Mad Style as well, just going to be hitting away at this tower, and we'll be seeing that go down here, it looks like, because BX3 just not in position to defend it. They haven't got a proper Plague Ward wall up yet, and those Plague Wards just not as effective as they used to be, as we are getting into the late game here, as Priestess leaping right in, Gush on the Venomancer, hookshot, finds the ES going to take out, Leech ultimate bouncing around, ES, Venomancer both in trouble, SK, Blink ulti in, SK in the middle, but not going to take out anyone. The SK Blink ultimate basically did not do much damage. Clockwork going to TP out, is there a stun from the SK? No, it's on cooldown. Mushi hitting away at the Priestess. Mushi arrow misses the SK, but Mushi going to maybe take out this VS. No, just going to leap the hell out of there. And we're going to see Weaver pick up a double kill, takes out Lich as well as Tide. Going to chase down the Priestess. Priestess with the Aegis though, so going to not matter too much as Doom comes in. There's a Doom. Yes, there is. Aegis on the Priestess. Priestess is going to be back any second here, and VS as well as Weaver in so much trouble here. Can Mushi find an arrow or a leap? Catch up with this Weaver. Weaver going to get maybe found. No, it looks like Priestess not going to go for the Weaver. Weaver going to survive. VS actually going to TP out, and not quite the result Orange were hoping for, but they did get some early kills on the Venomancer as well as the ES. What they didn't account for was the Weaver as well as the SK hitting a very nice Blink ultimate, and Mushi not quite hitting his arrow on that SK, who did survive on red HP that fight, but still in very good position here. We're going to see a plate mail being bought on Doom. We're going to see him go for a Shivers Guard, I imagine, or possibly an Assault Cuirass, but more often than not you do see Dooms go for that Shivers Guard, although not a very physical damage based Dire team. They've only got the Weaver as their physical damage, so maybe actually not going to be seeing. Well, I mean, both Assault Cuirass and Shivers Guard are good against physical-based damage teams. So Shivers Guard just some great slows from it, as well as the aura, the nice little aura that you get from it, and the damage you get from it. And we're going to see a Smoke King maybe on this Doom at bottom. I don't think he's suspected. SK, Blink, Stun, Sandstorm, Venomancer with the slow, ES with the fissure. It's on the wrong side though, and Doom going to just run off. I don't know if he can survive this. Priestess with the ultimate, that's going to keep him alive. Do they have any sentries? Dust, I think they do. They've got vision of him somehow. I don't know. Yep, Dust appearance on him. Clockwork going to hook in. Tide comes in. They take out the SK. Doom's still alive. The Doom is so tanky, they're going to regret going in here. Venomancer going to get taken out. Clockwork with the last hit. And 2 kills going in Orange's favour. A failed 5-man smoke gank, and Mushi chasing down this ES. Fissure, no fissure. BKB being popped by Mushi. Going to ensure that kill, and he's got an MKB up as well now. Going to give him plus 88 damage from that, some attack speed, as well as the little mini bash, which gives 100 bonus damage whenever it triggers. So 35% to do 100 bonus damage. And that is absolutely huge when that does actually proc. So mid lane, Weaver with the Heart of Tarrasque up, so he's getting very tanky. He's actually got a gem up, so going to be a very useful tool up against that Priestess ultimate. But, I mean, they're not going to be relying too much on the Priestess ultimate here. And Mushi just playing very well, getting very farmed at the moment. And looks like Orange may just be able to take this game as they're getting further and further ahead. They've now got a 12k gold lead. It's going to be even bigger after they take out this tower. And we will see Mushi with almost 500 gold per minute is just getting more and more farmed as this game goes on. And looking at the CS scores, what have we got? 267 on Mushi, 186 on the Doom, 111 on Clockwork. The Dire, not quite a whole lot to compete with them. We've got Weaver with 220, we've got 113 on Sand King, and 140 on the Venomancer. So not much there compared to this Radiant team, who are now getting tower after tower, kill after kill, and basically making this Dire team pay for any small mistake, and also for their draft, which is very AoE teamfight based. The SK ulti, the ES ulti, they're basically relying on these spells to win any teamfights. But when the Radiant team, they get a mech up, I believe, or do they actually have, actually maybe they don't have a mech up, I could be just completely talking shit. They've got a Lich who can go for mech. I don't think they've actually got a mech up, but regardless, this Radiant team is so tanky. Tide 1700 HP, Clockwork with 1700 HP, Mushi with BKB and 2k HP, and Doom with 2.2k HP. Does have that Assault Crest now, so they're going to be doing even more damage with the minus armor aura, as well as the nice little plus armor aura for their own heroes. But we'd like to see something like a pipe here. We are going to see Weaver get caught out by a Doom. He's going to go down. Doom gets the last hit, and as I said, I mean, something like a pipe would have been absolutely... Actually, what am I talking about? They've got a pipe on the Clockwork, so no, I'm just completely talking shit, guys. Ignore me. What do I know? They've got a pipe. That pipe is basically why this ES and